Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mat Boyz, your source for absolutely nothing. And I'm not even Andrew Zarian. I am Jonathan Rizk, and I am joined by the originator of Big Dick Energy, MG Geek, Mr. Gonzo, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. Round of applause from our live studio audience. So how the hell did we end up on your timeline? Well, let me tell you real quick. There was a time where there was an episode, and I randomly said, hey, me and MG Geek gonna do a podcast mania week. And then Andrew said, okay, well, we need a pilot episode because I'm not letting you just take over the stream. So here we are. MG Geek is with me.
Yes, indeed.
If you don't know us,
we've hijacked the whole damn setup.
Exactly. If you don't know us, I'm the Photoshopper and producer. MG Geek is the producer and producer. And we're really the people that get Mat Men going, you know. Come on, MG Geek.
All week and all
yeah.
that.
So we're here taking over. We're doing a pilot episode. We're going to do a quick watch along, not a full podcast, not a full pay-per-view, but we are going to do, what do we have slated? Five different matches from WrestleMania 20.
There's a segment that I threw in there because I think I want to see your reaction.
Okay.
It didn't age well.
It didn't age well. That way. Okay. So is this something that's going to be censored for you? Because MG Geek's watching on Peacock. I'm still on the network because it's on here right now.
No, it's not censored.
Okay.
I don't think they've touched these as far as these ones. So we'll see how it looks.
Okay.
All right.
Real quick before we get started, let's tell them why we're watching WrestleMania 20. So this is from March 14th, 2004. MG Geek was about 45.
I was 34.
34, excuse me. I was 10. Exactly. And we picked this because the last match we're going to watch is the Undertaker Kane match. But I was telling MG Geek when we were figuring out which one to do, how I was watching this illegally on that black box, and me living in New Jersey at the time and this being in Madison Square Garden, I got terrified from the Undertaker's entrance, and I thought he was too close and he would be able to come from New York City and kidnap 10-year-old me. So I turned the pay-per-view off. And this is about around the time I started watching, so I don't really remember the pay-per-view. So it would be fun to get MG Geek's reaction of living through it and then me revisiting it because I haven't seen it since. So
it's going to be a lot of these we do is going to be that kind of a theme.
Yeah.
It's going to be me going back and going, I remember this, and this is what I remember. One of the matches, so we got 5 segments. The first one we're going to do is kind of a palate cleanser because Jonathan wanted to look at boobies.
I mean, I had to see what was different.
And then the next one, I picked 2 decent matches. The Goldberg Lesnar match because I wanted to go relive the shit show that it was. And we'll go through and I'll kind of explain what was happening behind the scenes at the time and what made it such a shit show. And then we didn't do the main event because
obvious reasons. I think those reasons are obvious.
It was a triple threat. If you do, it was Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Redacted.
Here's the thing, right? Let me just pull the curtains back, right? We're not Mat Men. We're Mat Boyz. We're not professional enough to be on the Observer. We're not. They don't let us over there. We stick over here in our hole, and it's like, and when Andrew wants to play with his toys, it's like Toy Story 2, right? That's what we are. So even though we're not the big shots over at the Observer, which we love them, we're also not that low level that we're going to talk about that, watch that. We're trying to get to be able to do this more often is what we're trying to say.
Fair.
And if this does go...
not look like an idiot doing it. Which we've totally failed on that already, I'm sure, but...
It's okay. And if this does end well... MG and I have already decided that on WrestleMania week, we will do a full watch along on 17, right? WrestleMania 17, we said?
Yes, probably not. We'll probably do something similar where we pick out the really important matches and do those. I mean, the one I can think of obviously is the Shane Vince match.
Yeah, and I'll have to go back because at that point I really wasn't watching. So we will get into this. We're gonna start, like MG Geek said, with something I picked out: the evening gown match. Tori Wilson, Sable, Miss Jackie, and Stacy Keibler. The timestamp that we are starring at is 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 9 seconds. You should see. What is this guy's name? It's escaping me.
Howard Finkel. Howard Finkel.
That's not Finkel. That's the other one, the fat one.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, that guy. He's
what isn't his name? Tony?
Michael Penzer? No, not Michael Penzer. Jesus.
It's
Tony
like
Schimmel. Yeah,
Tony Schimmel. See, I was like, it's Kimmel, Fallon. It's one of those motherfuckers.
I was like the guy that introduced Edge.
Yeah.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
So MG, do you want to give us? So MG's watching on Peacock. I'm still on the network because it's still available at the time of recording. And yeah, so
you want me to give the countdown?
Yeah, let's give a countdown from 3.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit play.
Okay, I hope your audio's not too loud. So right now we have, who is that? Stacy Keibler, or is that Tori? Oh no, that's Sable. Brock Lesnar's wife, Sable.
Yep.
That's always was a weird couple to me.
For Sable and Brock. So
Yeah.
So if I remember, they were just starting to hook up around this time. She was getting ready to leave.
And so was
this
he,
was
apparently.
his last match.
Yeah.
This was his last night in WWE for, what did it turn out to be?
What's the age
8
difference between them?
10.
10 years. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's not that bad. I always thought it was more.
Yeah, she's probably. I haven't seen her recently. She kind of stays out of the public, but she's got to be 55 now.
Let me Google Sable 2021.
55.
There we go. Tori Wilson, a recognizable Tori Wilson, not so recognizable now. Still beautiful.
Yeah, she's got a lot of. There was a lot of enhancements going on back then, I think.
Yeah.
There's less now, but
so
she still looks good.
So here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the night Stephanie had her first baby with Triple H, and they put it on the screen in the stadium, and it was Triple H's face on a baby?
Oh, God.
You remember that?
I don't remember that.
Okay, so if you go back and look at it, Triple H, this is Triple H, Shawn Michaels, DX. Miss Jackie.
Oh, you know what? I do kind of remember it.
Yeah.
Now. It was a DX skit.
Yeah, and Vince and Shane were on the stage. It was when they had the whole thing with the Dolph and the Spirit Squad. And it was like, Vince, look at your grandchild. And it was a baby with Triple H's head. So I was at that event. I tell all that to say it. I will never forget because there was a Divas match, and Tori Wilson was the special ref, and she had a skirt. And I was in the nosebleeds, but I was so if you're looking at the ring, I was on the left side. So okay. I was up nosebleeds. And
were you on the hard camera side? Or
I was hard camera side, but nosebleeds.
Okay. All right.
That's the side that Tori put her ass when she was counting for the ref, right? Her skirt comes all the way up when she does the ref slide. Oh, Stacy Keibler's entrance. Let me tell you, I forget what year that was. If anyone wants to look at the year that Steph and Triple H's first kid was born, I was at that show that night. However old I was born in 94.
Well, when they
best
did
moment
that
in my
DX
life.
Reunion stuff, it was like 2007, 2008.
Let me see Triple H's kids. I'll Google that. I also want to bring up Miss Jackie. You know what's crazy? So, pull the curtain back.
I barely remember her. This is kind of when I was in and out. Right? I didn't really follow I was in that mindset that the women's stuff was bathroom breaks at this point.
Right. So, Miss Jackie, I've been watching from 98 on, and Miss Jackie had came in as like a stable stalker around the time I'm watching, so she's like debuting. And I was always like, I don't remember her, so I feel like she fell off by the 2000s. But here we are, 2004, and I don't remember her being in this match, but there she is. So that just shows the longevity of how long she was actually there. How old is Triple H's older daughter? 13. 13 years ago is what year? Oh, Jesus Christ, look at Sable.
what year would that have been? 2011? Yeah, like 8. It's like, yeah, like 2008.
2008. So
4 years after this.
So I was 14. So you could imagine my excitement at age 14 to see up Tori Wilson's skirt from the nosebleeds.
Right.
Out of the 4 of these women, I gotta ask MG. F, marry, kill, and then leave one stranded on the island since there's an extra one. Nice. Jesus Christ.
So I gotta laugh at this. So this is hilarious. So they're started out with an evening gown match, and now they're all just stripping down.
Well, yeah, no, that's what it is. It's what's under. You look at the back. This is sponsored by Playboy at the time.
Playboy, yep.
So you know Vince got a nice check from Hugh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm very okay.
So this is I give these ladies a lot of credit though, man, because this would never fly now.
Okay.
This is another reason why we're watching this is because.
Oh, she's leaving? Where you going, Miss Jackie? Come on, boo.
Just kind of look about how bad this stuff comes
real quick. You know what this needs?
It needs a backdrop into the ring.
This is what this. Okay, so let me real quick. I'll answer my own question since you didn't want to answer. I would fuck Tori. Marry Stacy, killing Miss Jackie, and then I'll leave Sable on a stranded island, but I will remember where that island is for a future visit.
Well, of course, that's kind of a given, right?
Yeah, but those legs on Stacy, I love a tall woman.
Oh, man.
How tall is Stacy? She's like my height, right? Or is
she's like almost, I think she's like 5'10", maybe. 5. You should probably look it up.
I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. Give me a second. Unlike Matt Men, I don't have a Mat Boy here to give me facts and help the show run smoothly. We're all
yeah, that one's looking at bare asses getting in the ring right now.
Yeah, so Stacy Keibler's 5'11".
Yeah.
Tori Wilson's tall. I didn't realize Tori Wilson was 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
That's my height.
So I definitely would fuck Tori Wilson.
Okay.
Marry Stacy.
Okay.
Actually, no, I don't. Actually, you know what? Stacy's too tall for me.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7", almost 5'8". Like
okay. You know Andrew lies about his height, right? That's going to get us canceled, but I'm telling you, Andrew lies about his height. Andrew's like 5'5", 5'4.5". And I could prove it because I stood next to him and took a picture, and I'm 5'8", 5'9". So I just want everyone in on the gimmick to know Andrew's actually...
But we can never say that out of here. He's always 5'7".
Andrew,
you're 5'9".
Andrew is the same height as Hornswoggle.
Okay, that's... no.
Oh, just because NBC's censoring WWE Network, now you're censoring me, MG Geek?
No.
Oh, my God. I wish I was the ref.
Dude, if I was that ref, I would be like, oh, man.
What do you think's happening to that ref? Like, I always look at the refs when I'm watching the old stuff. You see a lot of Mike Chioda and Earl Hefner, but He's never
got a big grin on his face.
Yeah, like, who's this guy? Like, what is this guy doing with his life, you think?
Oh, this is so much. And you got to understand, these women have about half of the and there it is, it's over. They have about half of the experience.
Oh, that's a thong. She wearing a thong after that.
Like I said, wouldn't happen now.
No.
Not at all.
So I didn't realize this was a tag team match neither.
Yeah. Yeah, you have 4 bare asses almost.
I mean, I know you had 4 bare asses. I actually didn't even realize they wrestled. I thought this was just come out in the evening gown. They were going to get into a cat fight, and that was, that was it.
They did do some wrestling.
Yeah, I didn't actually.
Fit Finley was the only one that even tried to teach the women how to wrestle back then for like 10 years.
Tori Wilson's just painted with glitter. Look at her sparkle.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So we're going to the next match?
Whenever you're ready, we're going to to jump ahead.
Okay.
To
it's
okay,
2 hours.
This is my shit show match.
Yeah, so we're gonna skip ahead.
So basically,
well, let me tell
Jonathan
them the
and I had a shit
timestamp
show
why they
match
figured
and a
this
really
out.
good match.
Let me tell them the timestamp so they could, while you talk, they could get
Right.
to it. So we're going to 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 5 seconds. So go ahead, MG Geek.
Yep. All right. No, it's all. Oh, she just made out on the stage. Oh God, I don't remember that.
Oh, that was the Chris Jericho Trish. That's something
no,
actually.
That was Tori and Sable making out on the stage.
They made out. Hold on.
And not made out, more like just pecked each other on the lips, and then the crowd reacted.
Oh, that's a cheap pop.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather watch Mr. McMahon say the N-word.
All right.
I can't get to that timestamp. Okay, hold on.
Get as close. Let me know where you are.
0, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Okay, so we're standing there. So everyone knows where we're at. We're at the freeze frame where it's Brock, Goldberg, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin as a special guest referee. This is a shit show match. I think it's infamous. I don't think MG Geek really needs to brush my memory up on it.
During
but
the start and during the intros, I'll kind of explain what the hell's going on.
All right, you go ahead and give me the countdown.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
All right. So what was up with Austin in 2004? Because I don't remember that.
So Austin was injured. He had come back for this, and his last match was in 2003. But he was still on TV. He was like the sheriff.
Is that when he had the ATV?
Yeah, and it comes down to the ring, and on this, I do believe. So what was happening? With these two is they both, for whatever reason, wasn't going to sign a contract. Goldberg came in for 1 year, and Lesnar was leaving as well. And they put this match together, and it got out on the internet during the Observer and everywhere else.
That they were
leaving.
Guys
are leaving after this match.
Okay.
So that's the backdrop to start.
And if it came out now, it would have been a Mat Men exclusive like the NXT news was.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah, absolutely.
Because Andrew knows everything.
He's got his ways.
Well, yeah, no. What people don't realize is actually Deacon isn't a human. Deacon is an orb of energy that Andrew rubs.
Kind of can warp. Yeah, and he just takes him and he said, go that way, and he goes through walls. And
yeah, you ever see Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The ring shit, that's what Deacon is to Andrew, except it's a cock ring.
Right.
We're never getting a second show. What do you think Rich is going to say about this?
Rich is going to laugh. He was trying to give us ideas. So
I was trying so hard to come up with nicknames for you. I thought I was gonna call you the inventor of Crocs because you're a crock of shit. I bought Crocs recently. Wow. I'm wearing it now. These are game changer, man. Like this isn't some sponsor. Like you can't use the code.
Get a pair though, yeah.
Yeah, no. This is like obvious. Honestly, changed my whole life. Why is Brock Lesnar on his knees? I've never said. What is he doing?
He got beat. This is it, right? He got beat like 2 months prior to this by Eddie Guerrero, and that was Eddie Guerrero's big moment.
Okay, is that with the shoe come off?
And then after that is when.
Oh no, the shoe came off in this pay-per-view. Oh, I'm excited for that match. I remember that match.
The other thing that happened with this ridiculous match.
Oh, and it's on Spike TV. Sorry, I'm noticing a bunch of things.
Yeah, it's weird. The build-up for this match was, what was it? Oh no, the build-up was they were on different brands, so the only time they could do any, so then they stuck to the brand split. Not like now where it's just, hey, you can go Baron Corbin and just go show up at a new show, whenever you want. They only did it in the lead up. So I think it started like at the Royal Rumble. They had a run in and then went from there.
I think Brock Lesnar's shirt is a shitty shirt.
Austin did take a bump there.
Yeah. I don't know. Like this is a very weird time.
This match would have been better either these two guys against Austin, one or the other. Lesnar versus Austin, or Austin versus Goldberg.
Chuck
Or a
Palumbo.
3-way would have been better than what we ended up with.
Yeah, look at, you notice Austin's shirt is a Confederate flag? I wonder if NBC ever censors that.
What does it say?
It's just a Confederate flag on the back with a skull.
Yeah.
Put money on in 5 years that gets fucking censored.
I don't know, man. I think we're going to be surprised in what they end up censoring and what they don't, to be honest with you.
Can they just censor the error of celebrity GMs? Just censor all of it out.
Yeah.
just everything from fucking Jerry Springer on. Just censor.
So this match ended up being about Austin. And that's what, and they loved him. The fans loved him. We'll see it here in a minute. All right, we're about to get to the match.
Yeah, so right now, Austin is coming out. I hate when that happens. When the stage goes off before the music.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it ruins the moment for me.
Well, I like the kind of anticipation of it.
Well, yeah, so do I, but that's why I said that's why I hate when the stage goes off before the music.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the stage starts showing who's coming out before the music hits.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about this pay-per-view, not to cut you off real quick, but is that hard cam where they have that other entrance door put in the LED screen there. I love that so much.
Yeah. Well, that's MSG. They got that special door.
Which I've never been to, fun fact.
Yeah.
I told Andrew that, and he almost lost his shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, you lived there. I mean, you lived in the area.
But for me, it was
Did you go to the Prudential Center? Or whatever,
Continental Airlines Arena at the time, which then turned into the Izod Center. Prudential's in a different city altogether. But I used to go to the Meadowlands where Continental Arena was, MetLife Stadium. That used to be where I would go. And then later years, like late teens, like 16, 17, or not 16, 17, after 18, like 18 to 22, all the shows I would go to would be in D.C. because I moved to the DMV area, and now every show I've been to since has been out here in L.A. at the Staples Center, which I actually wanted to bring up. So good thing we're on this track. You would know this better than me. Did WCW ever run the Staples Center?
I don't think so. I think they ran the Forum.
Okay, so could the Staples Center still be the only remaining stadium, like legendary stadium, like the Staples Center, like you know what the Staples Center is. MSG, you know what that is. Wembley, you know what that is, right? We saw MSG get run by New Japan and who was it, Ring of Honor?
Mm-hmm. Right,
breaking that streak of no wrestling events that weren't run by McMahon. So is the Staples Center the last big stadium that, you know, hasn't had any wrestling but a McMahon wrestling in it? Even though it's not that old, I think it was constructed in 2002. But, you know.
I would imagine one of the other ones in New York. Man, that's a good question. Because Vince did have a stronghold on all the whole New York market.
Construction started for Staples Center in 98, March 31st, 98. Let me see if I can figure out when it had its first event. Because I was like, you can't go back to see all the Staples Center events. So I was like, I just don't know if WCW ever ran the Staples Center.
I mean, you might be right. But I'm going to go on a limb and say there's another one.
It opened October 17th, 99. When did WCW sell? 01?
Yeah, 01. Yeah.
So I guess it's possible that they did.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just depends.
Is Andrew watching this? Andrew, if you're watching this in the chat, you tell MG Geek all the time to get stats. Get us the fucking stats.
Andrew, this is way past Andrew's bedtime.
Yeah, but he'll be... Nah, Andrew actually won't watch this. I'll send it to him and be like, hey, boss, are we approved for a second episode? He'll be like, yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I don't even think we needed to do a pilot episode, but hey, here we are. At least we get to work the kinks out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm also spitting into because I finished a drink, the Rock's energy drink.
Nice.
I grabbed a couple cases of this. I grabbed the wild orange and the blueberry. I have blueberry left because the wild orange was better tasting, in my opinion.
Okay.
But 15 calories for 0 sugars, not bad. not bad. I will say he did cheap out on the labeling.
It does look a little.
Well, no, it's one of those where it's just an aluminum can, and this is a plastic label. This isn't printed on the can. So when you feel it, like you can see. I don't know if you can see, but you can see the.
He put more money into his tequila, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you can see the seam right there of the thing. But yeah, no, I mean, it's good. You can get them at Vitamin Shop. I got my packs from GNC.
Oh, okay.
Anyone's wondering where to get those.
All right, so here we go. Bell is ringing.
Jesus, Brock looks, or not Brock. Well, one, Brock with a goatee looks fucking weird. Two, Goldberg looks chubby.
Yeah, well, like I said, these guys were on their way out. They had no. Okay, so I want something to pay attention to, and everybody's actually watching this. The crowd, as this match goes on, just are going to get worse and worse. Because remember, listen to the crowd already.
Yeah, I took my headphones off so I could hear them. I can't hear what they're saying, but I hear them being rowdy.
You sold out. You
okay.
sold out. You sold out. That's the. So this is an absolute. I'm probably going to rant on it.
Okay, Rich. Go ahead.
Go on my rich rant.
Let me ask you something. When you said that was hilarious. Let me ask you something. Yo, we need Matman merch. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a shirt for Rich and it's gonna say, "Let me ask you something." And then on the back, I'm gonna make a Rich logo. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna surprise Rich with it.
The Tangent King, as I like to call him.
So another thing to look out for, MG Geek. I won't tell him exactly what it is because only you and I know what it is.
Oh, that's coming this week. Okay.
Yeah, but so if anyone doesn't know, a year ago at WrestleMania, my life changed. I was just a guy that was stoned, making Photoshops during Mania, and Andrew brought me under his wing. It was a great time.
Stumbled into our chat.
Yeah.
And a watch along, and at the time, Rich was on vacation, so it was just me and Andrew doing essentially what you and I are doing now, but it was current.
Yeah.
And the reason why we were doing it that way is because we all were locked down in quarantine.
Yep.
And we were like, well, we'll bring people on and we'll have fun. He wasn't going to try to do Zoom, but his setup is so advanced that it wasn't going to work right. So we just said, what the hell? Fuck it.
Yeah.
And we did. And we sat there, and then Jonathan came in and started doing Photoshops. The Lion King was big at the time, so
the Lion King, Tiger King, you dumb fuck.
The Lion King.
The Lion King.
Wow.
Anyways, look at them fucking just giving them the finger. That's hilarious.
Look at Austin's
pissed.
What the hell? He's like, Jesus, you motherfuckers have fucked up so bad. These fans hate you. He's just looking. It's a look he's giving them.
But so for my gratitude, I got Andrew and Rich a little gift.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell you part of it. I actually had them both on my podcast, The Risky Show. And what I have are these note cards that I put notes on for when because I have a bad memory. So I actually sent them the note cards I used for their episodes respectively, so you can see all the notes I wrote. So there's on all of them it says hit record in big letters because I didn't want to forget to record shit. But then it's got other stuff that are need to know stuff, but I put them as hints to remind myself.
Right.
So I sent those to the guys and two secret prizes. And I told them they can't open the package until Mania weekend. So if you guys go to the Observer watching the watch along, I'm gonna hopefully they do it night one.
On that.
And I'm sure they'll do it. One of the watch-alongs is gonna happen.
I seen the packaging you had. It says "Don't open till Mania."
Yeah. So if you guys tune into that, you'll be able to see the gift. And it's funny. I wasn't expecting to get it, but I bid on the item while I was stoned, and I woke up and I got it. So that's what happened. So
that's Jonathan's life, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So here we go. I'm going to try to call it Andrew. I'm going to see how hard it is.
They just locked up. We've been talking for 5 minutes, and they just locked up.
So, Goldberg, what's on Goldberg's side? Can you see that? Is that a bandage? Was he injured at the time?
It's on his elbow?
No, on his ribs. Look on his right side. He has a bandage.
Yeah, I see it now. It looks like it's just like a bandage. Like maybe he got cut there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe he was injured. Maybe he got like a shot.
Maybe he was body checking things in the locker room.
That's also ready. True. Yeah. Just stabbing himself with fucking adrenaline needles. So yeah, so far they've done one lockup, and we've been watching this match for shit. I don't know.
Now you know why this was a goddamn shit show.
7 minutes.
This was, 7 minutes. It was so we got another like 7 to go or 6 to go. So they just did this for 5 minutes. Now the crowd is completely gone. They're already hating.
There is a lump on Goldberg's neck. So fucking big. Goldberg definitely has to have like some type of staph infection here. I'm telling you, like
that might be what it is. That actually might be what it is.
While I'm watching this, he has shit growing out of his neck. He has a bandage on his fucking ribs. This is what CM Punk was telling us about.
Mm-hmm.
Are they gonna kiss and then turn into Brock Goldberg?
No kissing.
A Jewish Viking.
That's so an Andrew freaking move.
I'll tell you, I'm trying to make sure that the essence of Mat Men isn't guy, even though it's Mat Boyz. You know, maybe this is a pilot episode. Maybe, you know, the network will call down and order, you know, a 13 episode run. You know, you never know.
You never know.
Maybe we'll get like
you never know.
Maybe every time during one of the big fours, and there's gonna be a watch along on the Observer. Maybe we come in for a pre-show the night before.
Or maybe we can slide a takeover review in there too.
Maybe one day you just get an alert because you hit the subscribe button and that bell button on Mat Men YouTube. Maybe you just get an alert that it's live and you tune in and it's me and MG Geek and we just went fucking rogue. You never know what's gonna happen. They're still fucking standing there, bro.
I have it on good authority that a certain producer does have access to the stuff.
Oh no, you already have access to it.
That's what I mean.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Suncast.
I was trying to get you to play along with the gimmick there, buddy.
I thought you were talking about Suncast. That's why.
No, he has it too.
Yeah. Do you think? I don't think. It's hard to think they do MSG for the next, like for what would it be, 40?
Well,
it's just so small.
They'll go back to They'll go back to MetLife.
Yeah.
This is too big and too lucrative now for everybody, for every city.
Unless
they're gonna roll out their big stadium for this.
I can see them doing the 2-night thing. WrestleMania 40, like they don't do 2 nights for 38 and 39, and then they come back. It's just like fucking the 2K games, right? Fucking 1 year, Goldberg is in the game. Next year, pre-order now to get your exclusive Goldberg. And I'm like, bitch, he was in the game two years ago. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to do single night WrestleManias for 38, 39. This is breaking news, by the way. And WrestleMania 40, they're going to come out and be like, it's WrestleMania 40, a 2-night event.
You know what? A lot of it's going to be how this one goes. You know, and this is a circumstances though, because they were really worried about the curfew, and I think there is now a curfew down there.
Well, no, that was only for spring break because of the college kids.
Okay.
Yeah, that's lifted. But I will say this: there is a precedent. I think WrestleMania 40 they could do a 2-location one night because you saw it when they did the Raw 25,
and it sucked. WrestleMania 2 sucked.
Well, they did it with Raw 25, and it wouldn't have been a terrible show if Enzo didn't get fired and they had to rewrite the whole goddamn thing. Because Enzo was supposed to be in like 8 segments. He was supposed to be in both buildings.
So that was one, and the other one was the people that went to the is it Hammerstein?
The Hammerstein, and then the other one was at where was it?
It was at Barclays. It was at Barclays.
Yeah, it was at Barclays.
So what they were doing was they did that, but they did what was it? They didn't do any good matches there.
Yeah, they only did the legend shit.
Was the Undertaker. Yeah. They had the Undertaker show up there.
And they had NWO.
They did cruiserweight matches and everything else.
Well, that's why I said Enzo was supposed to be the whole, because according to Enzo, and this is on I think Jericho's podcast, or it was either Jericho's or Austin's.
It was Steve Austin's podcast.
Okay, yeah, it was one of them. But
I may hate him, but I do remember it.
But what he said is basically that whole Raw 25 night was gonna be booking him up as this major heel. He was gonna start colluding with Alexa Bliss. That was gonna be the screw over on Nia instead of who
that
did she?
That was the original storyline for WrestleMania, and they ended up doing that stupid.
They did it with Mickey.
Bully storyline, and it just didn't.
So what it was supposed to be was Enzo is using the big girl and secretly fucking the hot chick, which would have been Alexa, and he's using Alexa, or he's using what was it? He was using Nia as like his own bodyguard
to get to her best friend, basically.
Yeah, and using her as a bodyguard as a heel to help keep the title. Mm-hmm. Hold on, Alexa, stop listening. Sorry, my Amazon product started going off. Is this the first time you're seeing my studio setup? Jesus, my armpits are sweaty.
I've seen the pictures of it, but yeah, kind of.
Is it blurry? Should I?
No.
Is my focus off? Can't tell if my focus is off.
It's all right.
I look fat. Okay.
So this.
I want everyone to know I'm actually real quick while we watch this shit show. Is this it? 1, 2.
Yeah,
nope.
No,
so look, I'm going full Andrew. Look, I even got the short shorts. Look, I got
God.
the short shorts just like Andrew does. Ooh, and I got a gut.
Oh, Jesus. And you're trying to show off your weighing already. Dude, it's the first episode.
Come on, man. It's Mat Boyz. Oh, God. This match is horrible.
Yeah. Now the crowd is in.
I'd rather watch Raw in the Thunderdome for 3 hours than this shit.
Yeah, well, we're almost done. We got a minute left. And then right at the end of this match, we're not even going to finish the entrances. Oh, well, we will because of the Austin's part at the end. We'll watch that, and then we'll go to the next one.
Then the next one goes right into it, right? No, that's Eddie. Yeah, no. Okay.
Yeah, we'll go. We started. When we get to the Eddie Guerrero,
then we don't have to
angle match.
Skip
we
anymore.
can just let it go until we're done.
All right, let's see. We have a spear by Goldberg. Is he down? 1, 2. Oh, big shoulder up by Brock Lesnar. Why is Austin's hand wrapped up?
Because because I think it's because he does have a spot here where he does, right here, where he does throw a punch.
Okay, but why is his hand wrapped up? That doesn't
to make it look like
F5 by Brock Lesnar. Can he get the pin? He's struggling. He rolls over. 1,
so after
2, big shoulder up by Bill Goldberg.
So after rewatching this, something that I realized, if they would have just did this, the ending, this last 4 minutes, and that's all they did, this match would have been fine. Kind of like they did in WrestleMania 17. Was it 17? Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is
because Goldberg should never wrestle for 13 minutes.
I hope when Brock Lesnar comes back, he comes full beard. I want bearded Brock in WWE, not just UFC.
He might. Depends on what season.
Ooh.
Well, if it's hunting season, you might.
Ooh, another spear by Goldberg.
This is it, I think.
Uh-oh. Is it time for the jackknife powerbomb by Bill Goldberg? He's pointing up.
Yeah.
He's setting Brock up.
God, listen to that crowd.
He's got him up.
Just full
and down. We have a cover. Is this a 1, 2, 3? And Bill Goldberg wins the worst match of the night. I want everyone also to understand.
Okay.
I don't have the card pulled up in front of me. Yeah, I also want other people to understand, like, what else was on this card. Like, the opening match was John Cena winning his first title against Big Show, the United States title. So, like...
Yeah, and we didn't... Right. The Doctor of Thugonomics, that's when he was... What was he?
That was at the end of Doctor of Thugonomics. That was around Chain Gang.
Yeah, okay. His music had just changed, right? Yeah.
I think he dropped the album in 2006, so I'm not sure. Let's see. John... Because I bought the album.
Of course you did.
I was a kid, man. I was a kid. Because what year did it come out? It came out 05, so it came out May the following year.
Right after this. So this the next year.
So you got that. I was 11 years old. You think I ain't getting the John Cena album, putting it in my CD player? I might still have it over there because I got a couple. Actually, we'll do the intro. We'll do the intro to the.
So this is the most popular part of the best part of the match for the crowd that was there. Oh my God, the na song. He's flipping him off. Okay. The sell to the stunner is still one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. It's so...
Talk for like 3 seconds. I want to go grab something.
Okay. So we're going to keep watching here in a minute. As soon as Goldberg gets stunned here, we're going to go to the next time stamp here. And that next timestamp is...
Okay, I'm back.
Nope, hold on. I'm having technical difficulties.
What are you having issues with?
My internet is slow here.
Okay, well, while MG Geek figures out his internet, I want to show people what I found. I got my 2 old school CD cases, and I believe I got... Oh, this one might be movies. Oh, here you go. WWE Originals. That's the DVD that came with the CD. Let's see what else. I think I might have.
Okay, here we are.
Okay, so that's all the ones I have in there. But here's my CD one. Here's the music, WWE Originals. Let's see. I think I might have John Cena's album in here. Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Soulja Boy. There you go. A lot of 50 Cent in here. So I don't have John Cena's album. I thought I did. But I do have the WWE Originals. Let's see what's on it. Where's the Beer? This is one of my favorite WWE albums ever. This is the one where they did all the original stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had enough. That was the Dudley Boys. Crossing Borders. Can You Dig It? I Don't Suck.
I do remember that one.
Put a little ass on it. Rikishi. That was my shit. Put a little ass on it.
That was right around.
Ass on it.
Right around this time, actually.
There is a. What is this LA promo we're getting right now that we're just letting it play? Staples Center.
Because I think it was going to be
WrestleMania 21. There you go.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Okay, so we'll go to our next timestamp,
which is 2:45:55.
Okay. And do you want to explain to the people what that is while we get there?
I'll explain what this is. So this is to make Jonathan squirm.
Okay.
So this didn't end well or didn't age well, and anybody that probably remembers this will know why. I'm just gonna play it, and we're just gonna kind of run it and see.
And the timestamp you're at is 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 55 seconds.
Correct.
And I'm there. You see Governor Ventura making his way down to the ring wearing what looks to be like one of those biker hats that Triple H made famous in the early 2000s with the leather jacket.
Yeah, backward, the old Kangos.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wore back. We all had Kangos, dude. It was.
Oh, I remember. I wasn't dead. I was alive.
No, he's not wearing a Kango. He's wearing a do-rag. That's a full do-rag.
Well, we'll have to see when we get closer. You want to give us the countdown?
To what?
3, 2, 1, play. The fuck?
Oh, I didn't hit play yet. Oh, I'm sorry.
I haven't hit play yet either.
Okay, go ahead and hit play. I'm going to back up. Tell me where you are.
What do you mean? I'm at 2:45:55. We're going to do a countdown from 3, 2, 1 for the people listening.
Go ahead.
All right, you ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, play. All right, Governor Ventura making his way down. He's doing some type of Ric Flair strut. Is that a do-rag? That might be a do-rag.
It is a do-rag.
There's a guy in the audience with an American flag do-rag. That is, well, it's not a do-rag. That's a bandana. But
this just makes me laugh.
A bandana with Nikes and a black suit. I got to hear this.
This is. Have you seen this segment?
No.
You have never seen it? Oh,
not that I can remember. Good. Let me turn it up a little bit.
Okay, good. I'm going to tell you. You're going to go, oh my, this is not.
Okay, let's see. Doing an interview. Okay. Can I guess? Gold Dust.
No, that would have been great. This wasn't, but we'll see.
Okay, so it's not Gold Dust. Let's see who it is. Why did he just do a fake ha-ha laugh?
Because that's how he does. Because he found who's...
Oh, my God.
Now listen to where the subject matter goes, though. That's the sad part.
Oh, my God, Mr. President. Hold on.
God. Jonathan's.
Which one?
Would say you're like mortified at this.
I'm just very confused.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a guy in the background with a great Taz 13 shirt. Love that shirt. I got to find one.
Listen, here it is.
2008.
It was 8 years.
What's the next fucking segment? Why did we? What are we doing? I mean, this.
So
you trying to go political when Andrew's not here?
So
I hope they're fucking watching. I mean, at this point.
So Jesse Ventura just interviewed freaking Donald Trump in 2004, and then he ended up talking about Ventura going into the White House, and Donald Trump was going to back him. He said maybe in 2008 there'll be a president or there'll be a wrestler in the White House, and it turned out we were 8 years, 8 years behind that.
Jesus Christ!
Took till 2016. Technically, I guess Trump is a wrestler. Anywho.
Okay, the next timestamp we're going to.
And it wasn't long. All right, so the next timestamp is 2:59:54.
2:59:54. So
correct.
I'm getting there right now. Right now, I'm about 10 seconds off. So let me get there. Okay, so you should be looking at it's in a vignette right now of Kurt Angle on the screen. So when everyone's there, we'll give everyone a second. Let me know when you're ready, MG.
Okay, I'm almost there. Oh, this is the one that had Stephanie involved in it.
You know what intro I was gonna use for you?
Mm-hmm. What's that?
I was gonna say streaming live from the same hole as Bin Laden, MG.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Hey, but I have cool lights. I'm sure he didn't. Mm-hmm. All right.
You ready?
Okay, I am ready.
All right.
Go on.
2:59:54 in 3, 2, 1, play. All right, so I do actually remember this match. I remember the end. So,
these next two matches are good matches. So this one exceptional.
And just so everyone knows, we're not doing any more timestamps. We're watching the rest of the pay-per-view through from now on.
Well, the rest till we're done. We're not going to watch the last match.
Well, yeah, till the last. We're going to watch the finish of the match after this, and then we'll be done. I keep forgetting about, just much like WWE, I omit the main event to this pay-per-view.
Right.
So Kurt Angle, I don't know. I really like that WWE belt.
Did you see the description on the network description for this WrestleMania?
I did not. I saw something with Triple H.
It goes through the Brock and Goldberg face each other. Eddie Guerrero defends his title against Kurt Angle, and Triple H defends his championship. And it's all they say.
Let's talk about it real quick while we watch this vignette. What is your opinion on them censoring that? Do you think he should be removed from everything?
No. I am a lot where Andrew is on it. I think
I've never heard Andrew's point neither.
Well, he had a lot to say on this last episode.
Well, that was just censorship in general, but I think we could separate this as a totally different situation.
Well, Oh, you mean? Oh, you're talking about Benoit?
Benoit, yeah.
Benoit.
Like, do
I
you
think
his
people need to
name,
know who he is.
like whatever Royal Rumble that was, do you think
Right.
it should say no winner next to it?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I like, you know,
Ooh, I got a
he's
message on
part of
Tinder.
history. That's kind of how I look at it. He's part of history. And
Yeah.
maybe you have a disclaimer, and maybe you put something up. But what they did isn't terrible, because they don't mention him anywhere. He's obviously in the video. I mean, they could start. That goes back to the whole censorship issue with Peacock. They could start censoring stuff like that, and then what makes them stop? You know,
Yeah.
something they don't like. They're just so. I'm all right with keeping it. I understand it's a big black. Wrestling almost died. You know, you got to understand, wrestling was almost.
I remember where I was at.
gone.
I was in Detroit. Funny enough, I was in Detroit when
Really?
that shit happened. So here's my story about it, and here's how I remember it. I was on my way to my first national competition, weightlifting. So what year did that
Okay.
happen?
2007.
2007, so 10.
Summer of 2007.
So we're talking 2000. So we're talking. So this was 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're saying I'm 13 years old, going to my first competition in Missouri. I have a connection flight in Detroit. Big weather issue, I remember. Couldn't make it. So they put us in one of the Detroit airport hotels to get us a flight back for free. So I'm at the bar, and that's when all the news and the DDP interview and I think was it Chris Jericho that did it with Larry. Not Larry. What was his name? Just died. Shit. Shit. Someone in the chat. There is no chat. Damn it. Andrew, what's this guy's name? You know who I'm talking about, though. The dude on CNN. That was all on. Who's getting shaved right now?
I remember.
Oh, this is the
Nancy
Molly Holly.
Grace.
Victoria is getting shaved currently. So, yeah, I was in Detroit, and I remember, you know, not being on the phone in the airport and then get into the hotel bar and seeing all this shit. And I remember telling my dad, this is funny because it sounds like Andrew and his dad, but I remember looking at my dad and being like, he didn't do that. He was a nice guy. And my dad looked at me and goes, how do you know he's a nice guy? My dad goes, just because you watch him on TV doesn't mean shit. And I was just like, but like 13-year-old me couldn't comprehend that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of cool. We're watching Molly Holly get her head shaved, knowing she's going to the Hall of Fame.
Which is ironic that Kurt Angle comes out being he lost his hair in the same way. Which I remember distinctly, too. That was one of my favorite.
As Andrew would say, he was suffering anyway.
Yeah. One of my favorite segments, though, is when Kurt Angle came out and said, Edge, let's take a look to see what you look like bald. And then it put up himself bald.
That's funny.
Or the pictures, and they said, I suck on the back with
This
an
was
arrow.
also the pay-per-view that Edge, they did a vignette in the middle of this to bring Edge back because he was gone for a minute.
Okay.
And then he was, because this was when he had the big surgery, the original one.
You know those medals were just medals he got at like a Goodwill?
I'm sure, yeah.
Well, everyone besides the one with the green was the real Olympic one. But all these other ones he wears, they're just like fucking cheap medals. Oh, here comes Eddie. Does he come out in a car? It's WrestleMania. He has to, right?
He did come out in a car.
There he is. What he got? Oh, he's got a a truck? Okay, what's that? What kind of truck is that?
love both these guys, and this is the one they
That's
both
a Cadillac
were in their prime.
truck. Cadillac made pickup trucks?
Mhm.
You're the Michigan guy. Tell me, Cadillac made a pickup truck? I mean, I'm looking at one, so apparently they did.
They made an Escalade.
I'm looking at this. Cadillac
I'll be able to tell you.
pickup. Well, that's
not a Cadillac.
It says a Cadillac right on the fucking door, MG. I'm looking at it. Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
Cadillac Escalade EXT.
That's a custom Escalade. Yeah, probably made. Yeah, they did have correct. They did have those back in the day. I did remember those.
Yeah, they just took off some of the stuff off the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Fucking 13 miles to the gallon. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Welcome to Carmen. The spin-off of Matt Man and Matt Pranos.
Oh man. So
This is a good.
also,
This is gonna be a good match.
notice the vascularity on Guerrero.
Why am I noticing that? What does that tell me? Steroids?
Yeah,
Okay.
big time. So what led to it? I mean, it's what pretty much. There's okay. So this next year, the next Royal Rumble after this happened is the 2005 one. One Daniel Puder got in the ring.
Oh, and they whipped his ass?
And Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, and
Wasn't it Bradshaw?
no, it was a Hardcore Holly.
Hardcore Holly, that's right.
All those dudes are hard hitters.
I remember
and
that.
They must have made a pact in the back. We're just gonna light this kid up.
Yeah.
That kid was like, they broke his skin. I mean, it was just ridiculous.
Hey, man. Eddie looks great here, though. That behind that, what was it? The Dark Side of the Ring with Chavo explaining how he found Eddie. That was tough.
I cried.
Yeah, I didn't cry because I ain't no bitch, but
I remember it probably better than you do. I mean,
I remember Eddie. I remember.
So if you were 10 here, you were 11 then.
Yeah, I remember, but I also remember Chris Benoit's. I remember Eddie's. I remember quite a few of them. Like I remember Test, not as good as I remember the other ones, but I remember when he perished. We lost a lot of wrestlers when you sit down and think about it.
Yeah. That's why the talent.
The wellness
substance abuse wellness policy was developed.
I think Andrew would appreciate this.
Out of this era.
Right. I think Andrew would appreciate this. Kurt Angle's gear is like one wardrobe malfunction away from being just the Puerto Rican flag.
Kind of is.
Like if one of those stars falls off, it completely alters the country he's representing.
So he's gonna get like specifically ripped. So one star comes out,
and you would believe Eddie would be the one to do that.
They got the shears on the stage cutting Molly's hair, and they come down and someone clip it.
Yeah.
You're now Puerto Rican. Savio Vega makes an appearance.
So Latino Heat and Kurt Angle are trading some technical mat wrestling right now.
Yeah, this is a great match. These guys were both technicians. So this was them setting each other up, and this is the whole beginning. I love this style.
Who's this ref?
And then by the end, it picks up.
I'm a firm believer that if they ever want to do the brand split again, they have to do the ref split. With like different ref uniforms. Like I fuck with the blue ref jerseys.
Well, they are different. If you notice, the SmackDown refs have a blue WWE logo.
Yeah, but I need more.
Okay,
it's too subtle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, that's where you and I kind of differ because I'm okay with subtle.
Yeah, like I miss the silver ropes, the completely different. Like I know there wasn't before we had COVID. There was two separate stages.
I just realized this is when they used the black ropes.
Yeah. But did they use the black ropes only for pay-per-views? Because they did have a trend of that.
Yeah, I think this was specifically for this pay-per-view.
Yeah. I wish they still did custom sets for all of the pay-per-views.
They will again. I mean, obviously they're in the Thunderdome. So I'll probably bring this up next week too, because we'll be in Mania week. But supposedly there's going to be no matches on the pre-show
for Mania
because on night one because they got something really extravagant planned as far as a stage and some big presentation.
So what are they not going to show any of us at home?
First time fans are back. They want to do something really.
But it's gonna get leaked out. Like I just sent you a TikTok the other day of one of the guys doing the construction posted.
Yeah, oh yeah, that will. But the set itself, whatever they're doing, the entrance they're doing, the specific entrance they're doing, is supposed to be mind blowing.
It ain't gonna be shit.
Probably not, but that's what.
Don't get my hopes up, MG. It ain't gonna be shit.
I know. I do that self to myself. I do. You know what I do at the end of these Raws? I'm like, okay, they're gonna do some cool angle and set something up, and then they just go off the air, and I'm like, what? I
can't tell you the last time I watched Raw, like fully through, or SmackDown for that matter.
Last night was terrible, but that's another. I'm not gonna
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll watch it. I'll watch it when the night after
Like
Mania.
the night after Mania is always good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it hasn't in a couple years. You know, it was good in Jersey. You know, the other states haven't matched.
You were probably you. I know when you dropped your shit. That was would have been what 2016.
For what?
2000.
The beginning of
2016 Mania.
That was the beginning of the night
Dudley
after
Boyz
Mania.
in the ring, and then
Enzo. Well, no, it was before that because it was whenever when did the Fandango start? That was
Fandango was in 2011. I do.
That's what I'm saying, but that was also Jersey. Whatever Rock Cena, whichever one was in MetLife. They billed it as New York, but the night after
29, yeah, that was 29. That would have been
2009.
Yeah.
No, not 2009.
No, 29. Not. That was 2012.
Yeah, because I was graduating high school exactly. 2013.
2013 was the rematch.
No, 2013 was in New York, or
right.
New Jersey, but they billed New York.
No, 29.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
I remember now. All right.
Don't say no. I'm looking at it.
No, WrestleMania 30 was in New Orleans. That's what
Yeah.
Okay, I just confused myself.
So WrestleMania 13, it was the Monday after WrestleMania. They had it at the Prudential Center, I believe, and that was when Fandango started, and that was when the allure of the Raw after WrestleMania being crazy started. And I want to say it kind of started dying 16, 17, the Raw after Mania. Because then it got a little bit, the hype got too big for it.
Oh, well, you know what happened is they decided to do, instead of doing call-ups, because a lot of people got into the call-ups. Instead of doing the call-ups, they delayed it a week. And that one after the New York Mania 2 years ago, they just randomly brought up the at the time they were the War Raiders, or Viking Raiders, and then they changed their name,
to the Viking War Raiders Express.
Oh my God, I don't even remember. I was so pissed. I checked out for a minute after that.
So
so they weren't supposed to come up. I know what happened. Vince seen them backstage and said, "Oh pal, why are they not up? Who are they?" And then he calls them up, and they were the champions. So they were supposed to stay down and defend those
big knee by Kurt. Eddie's down in the middle of the ring. You bring up WrestleMania 30, and that's when Undertaker's streak ended. I was actually at the Go Home Raw for that. It was in DC that year. I went with my dad. I remember talking to the guy next to me because he had provocative pictures of Paige making out with some chick on a pool table.
Nice.
And I remember when The Undertaker did his promo, the guy, I don't even remember the dude's name, but he was there with his young daughter. Like, his daughter had to have been like 4 or 5.
Was that the one where he stabbed him in the hand?
No, this is the one where Undertaker said, I remember verbatim. Well, not verbatim, but I remember specifically, and here we go, Kurt Angle doing a entourage of suplexes right now to Eddie, just a little popping of the hips. He's going to throw him out. Oh, Eddie caught himself. Ooh, jumps over, Angle. They're up on the apron fighting. Is he going to suplex him off the ring apron?
He might. This is good. This is where the storytelling starts.
Yeah.
These guys are so good. So good.
So,
both of them.
Gets an elbow, and now he's on the ankle, trying to weaken that ankle for the ankle lock that's coming inevitably in the future. But I do say WrestleMania 30 because The Undertaker gave a promo about one day the streak will have to end, and he got booed out of the arena. And I remember him giving the promo, and I looked at the guy and said, man, they're working us, man. Why do they got to work us every year? They ain't ending this fucking streak. And the guy looks at me and goes, nah, it's ended this year. And I was like, you're full of shit. And that was literally the conversation.
It was. Yeah. No, that was the biggest shock ever that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and honest, I still say it should have been,
I remember.
I'm with everyone else. It should have been 3 years later.
My dad came with my brother and sister down to watch that match during the paper because I was watching in the living room. So they sit just for that match. It happens. I'm sitting there like this. And my dad goes, was that supposed to, how did they do Undertaker like that? That's fucked up. That's what my dad goes. I go, I don't think that was supposed to happen.
But I knew, like, I remember watching that, and I knew about halfway through the match, he goes, Undertaker, something's wrong with him. Something's wrong. And then we find out later he was concussed.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on any of that from where I was sitting, but.
Yeah, I did. And it was like, oh, man.
This is 10 years, so I was 20 years old when that happened. Damn, that was 7 years ago. Jesus Christ. That could have been 7 years ago. Wait. Yeah. Well, yeah, because WrestleMania 30. Holy shit.
That's what I said. I said that the other day when I was talking to Andrew about this. I was like, they're doing the same program 7 years later.
Yeah.
I tweeted it out.
Like, they did that fucking.
Rich responded.
They did that shit for fucking 6 years after the fact of.
And it's the same. It's identically, except for the fact that Daniel Bryan is not only wrestling once. It's the same damn thing.
Yeah, that's fucking insane to think about. So right now in the middle of the ring, Angle has Guerrero in the center of the ring in a rear naked choke. Eddie is fighting Angle out of it right now. Will he be able to break the hold? That is the question that we're all wondering. Ooh, this looks like an inverted stunner of sorts. He gets some separation here. And he gets hung up by on the ropes by Angle. Oof. You don't see a lot of rope spots nowadays.
Yeah, this is totally different. This is different.
1, 2, and Eddie kicks out at 2. Angle visibly upset. He thinks he had it there. I don't know why they ever think they have it there, but, they do. Here we go, belly to belly by Angle. Ooh! Got some height. Man, Kurt Angle's great.
Just the snap on that is so smooth.
How's it performing on Peacock for you?
Good. Nothing's wrong. I mean, the quality was not my problem. It's the little stuff. It's not being able to fast forward on live shows or rewind on live shows. So if I go, what the hell just happened, and I want to go back like 30 seconds, I want to be able to do that. But the fact that you can't kind of blows.
Kurt Angle's currently working the midsection on Eddie. I loved how this match is booked. This is like one of my favorite Mania matches ever.
This is why I wanted to go through this match, because
I know
it's long. I apologize for it being long, but
it's fine.
Is a fantastic match.
The fact that there's only a couple things I actually remember. Like, obviously everyone remembers the last match we watched with Goldberg and Brock. That's kind of in wrestling lore. But as far as
all the wrong reasons. Right?
Yeah, but as far as stuff that I just remember for my reasons, I'll always remember the finish of this match, and I'll always remember that story about the Undertaker I told at the beginning of this podcast about how I got scared of him. Right. And the fact that I was 10 years old, 17 years ago, and I can remember that, just tells you how good those moments.
Because that's one thing that a lot of the characters now don't have that. They don't have that. I know they're trying that with Bray Wyatt, and they're actually probably succeeding, freaking little kids out right now.
Yeah.
Because you don't know that it's a show.
Yeah.
So,
but the other thing I have an issue with is Mania moments right now, and this might be a hot take, are so bullshit. There's not. I can't tell you the last time there's been a Mania moment. Maybe Kofi winning. That was
Kofi. I was gonna say that was one.
I would say Kofi and Daniel Bryan were the last two that I can remember, and that's. So if we're thinking, let's think from this moment on.
Undertaker dropping his hat and stuff in the ring. That was emotional.
Okay.
That was one.
So let's
for me, especially because of my age and how long I've been watching him.
Right.
So I pretty much watched his entire career.
So let's do it like this. So we're watching WrestleMania 20 right now. Let's go from WrestleMania 20. Let's think back to present day. All the real WrestleMania moments you could think of in the past 17 years. So we talked about this one. We talked about Undertaker returning as the dead man this one. We got Brock and Goldberg, even though it's not a good moment. We have Daniel Bryan winning after pulling double duty, or was it triple duty? Double duty.
Mm-hmm.
You have all the Undertaker moments, I believe, could be all moments. You know what I mean? Up until 30. And then you have
Yeah.
the iconic ones of the dropping of the gear. And then, was that
Shane
the same?
coming off the cage.
Yeah, but
Shane
that's
coming off
another
the
one.
cage.
That's another one that kind of feels like bullshit to me.
Okay.
Because it was so like
that
forced
same
and planned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and honestly, it popped me as Roman Reigns, Spear, and Stephanie.
Okay.
That one popped me. I mean, maybe that's not as big, but that did get a big reaction.
You know what's
I'll give you one. I'll give you one right now. Ronda Rousey.
That's a good one. The one with in Levi. It's funny you say that because the one I was
in Levi. No, that was in New Orleans. That was
no, the one where The Rock brought her from the stand. That was Levi.
Oh yeah, that was one, and then her debut was one.
Okay, the debut. I'm thinking of Levi because another WrestleMania moment I'll never forget is that fucking RKO that off of the curb stomp.
So they're there, dude. They're there.
They're there, but the ones they say are there are fucking bullshit. Like, I don't care what you say. Nothing from last year's Mania besides maybe Bray and The Undertaker are a Mania moment.
No. Right. No, the only thing that was a Mania moment, the God, what was it? Boneyard match.
The Boneyard match? The Boner match?
That was the one thing that I really liked. And hanging out with everyone. You got to throw in
the Firefly Funhouse with John Cena. That was another good one.
Yeah. I'm kind of on the fence on that. I liked it for what it was, but it was no wrestling. It was all a show.
But I mean, during a pandemic that happened 2 months before, like they're kind of with their hands tied behind their back. So
the fact that they pulled that off.
But like I will always say that per the circumstances with those two matches made it a successful weekend.
Correct.
In my opinion. Ooh, we got an angle slam. What an arm drag reversal. Clothesline. Eddie's heating up now. Latino Heat is on fire. Bounces off the ropes. Was that Hurricane Run? I don't know what that is.
These
Tilt
guys
the world.
really work out together. Except that head scissors really wasn't head scissors.
Yeah. Here we go. Do we have the three amigos? Oh, I love this. The three amigos. Here we go.
He's so good. He gets in the air on his suplexes. I love it.
Yeah. Here we go.
Can
he get the third one? It takes a lot of strength to get the third one. Oh, Angle picks the ankle. He's wearing down that ankle. Is the ankle locked in? He's got it locked in, MG.
Got it in.
MG, he's got it locked in. Look at that beautiful shot with the Mania sign behind him. Oh, he's got
it in.
Oh, and Eddie reverses.
He rolls through. A roll through.
Nice drop kick by Eddie, but that ankle has to be injured. Let's see how he's... he's limping.
Man.
He's limping. Oh, is he going to get the frog splash? Angle's halfway across the ring, MG. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. By the way, I love Taz, and I wish I could get into AEW.
Taz this is funny is Taz is on commentary here.
Yeah, I was always a big Taz fan.
That's super.
You know what blew my mind?
I loved when he did that.
1, 2, nope. You know what blows my mind?
What?
That Andrew said that Taz isn't black, he's just Italian. That blew my mind. That blew my fucking mind.
There's parts of Italy that are...
Oh, I know, and there's parts of
really
Egypt that are white, and there's parts that are dark. Jesus Christ, look at fucking the shape Angle's in. He just lowered the straps. We have an ankle lock. It's in there tight.
This is prime Kurt. Now, you got to remember...
this is prime opioid Kurt.
This is when he started, his body started to fail him around this time, and he had to start taking all those pills.
Because you can see his neck isn't as big as it is now. Ooh,
yeah.
Suplex.
Well, I think he had another surgery. It might have been after this match, if I do recall. I got it.
And this was a year removed from the match with Brock, correct? Or was that a couple years before this?
The Brock
where
match
Brock
was
did the
year prior, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, big DDT from Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, he did take time off because I was living in Grand Rapids, Michigan at the time.
No one cares where you were living.
I'm just saying. I went to a house show there, at the night after.
Oh,
the
Eddie
draft.
just hit a frog splash. MG Geek 1,
Yep,
2.
This is it.
Oh, and Kurt gets the shoulder up. The crowd is in disbelief. Eddie is shocked. Eddie thought he had the title there.
Oh my God, this is so good. This match lives up to like now. It's great.
That's what I'm saying. But if you think about it, tell me any Mania moments you could think of between WrestleMania 20 and 30. I'll wait.
I'm going. I already brought you up a couple.
Between 10 and 30. You brought me some after
between
30.
10 and 30?
Or 20 and 30, excuse me.
20 and 30.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is 2000.
So 04 to 14.
To 30. Well, I can tell you one that you're missing.
Okay.
And that's the year before the Hogan
Rock. That was after this? That was
no, that was before this.
Well, we're not talking before. I'm talking after. So I will give you one.
This. Okay.
I'll give you one. Here you go. WrestleMania 21, the year after. John Cena Edge.
Okay.
I'll give that as one. Well, Eddie tap. Hold on. Kurt has him cinched. Well, Eddie tap. No, Eddie rolls through and kicks Kurt out of the ring. Can Kurt recover? Eddie's ankle's hurt bad. He's trying to untie the shoe to relieve the pressure in his ankle. He is hurt bad,
this
MG.
Is such a clever freaking finish.
MG.
I
Eddie.
do remember the finish.
Eddie Guerrero is hurt. He has to loosen up his boot to get it loose because he can't feel his ankle right. His ankle might be fucking broken in half, MG.
But by the way, what do they tell you if you think you have an injury of a foot? What do they tell you if you need to?
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Don't do that. Exactly.
But Eddie doesn't listen to nobody.
I remember thinking that when this was happening. I remember he goes, "You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to take it off."
Look, Eddie's in pain. He doesn't know what to do. Kurt Angle has noticed that Eddie has undone the boot. Uh-oh. Kurt got the ankle. He's got the ankle lock hooked back in, MG.
I got you.
MG, he's going to break his ankle. He's going to break it.
He's going to break it.
He's going to break it. Oh,
he's going to break it.
He got out of the boot.
Oh, counter.
Oh, we have a counter. 1, 2, 3. Eddie did it. I don't know why Eddie's wearing ankle socks with high boots.
I can't believe they did it. They did it with a roll-up. So great.
Yeah.
God, such a good match. Such good storytelling. These guys were so pros. There's still guys that can do this.
Eddie is champion.
Unfortunately, they're not allowed to do this in WWE anymore. Like that.
Why couldn't they do that?
I don't know, man. I think it has something to do with Thunderdome. Maybe that has something to do with it. Just the fact, because these guys play off the crowd. They're listening to the crowd the entire way.
It's such a good
match.
So
a little thing you notice, he's all of a sudden, okay, he sold his ankle. I'd say he stopped selling his ankle for a second.
Such a great match. So we're going to continue right on to the next match. And the next match, if you don't remember, is Kane Undertaker, where Kane thought he killed his brother and challenged Undertaker. Correct me if my memory is wrong, MG, but my memory serves is Kane, there was like a funeral like a couple Raws ago, if I do remember. And then lightning happened, and Kane is assuming that Undertaker's dead and that he's not going to show up. So the whole crowd, Madison Square Garden, is riddled with anticipation to see if The Undertaker is in fact alive or not. It turns out he's both.
Last time they were through, so this was like 2 months prior.
Yeah. And look at that. Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler. Jim Ross with a clutch Burberry bow tie to go very fitting with MJF.
That's funny. It is. Oh, my God.
You're welcome for that. Should I not be a podcaster?
The color scheme from.
No, Burberry's the big brand.
Burberry. Oh, the Burberry. Okay.
That's what that whole.
I'm not a fashion guy.
No, it's a specific print, and it's the Burberry print. That it's the same. It's the same as the scarf and
the
that.
MGF.
Yeah, that bow tie is Burberry.
Well. Okay, I want to believe that MJF's seen that and goes, "I'm gonna do Burberry."
Maybe. Oh, look, I was right. Look, there's a whole funeral. Damn, Undertaker looks rough in that picture. So there was a Buried Alive match. So right now, if you're watching live, there's a vignette right now of Kane talking about how The Undertaker lost himself, so he had to kill him.
Let's reset our timestamp for anybody that might be watching. We are at least I'm at 3:31 and 25 seconds.
Damn, how are you so far ahead of me?
Am I?
I'm at 3:31 and 12. But are you? What are you seeing right now?
I wonder if somehow the speed on the two different network feeds.
Yeah, I was skipping frames here and there before, but
okay,
I think we're still watching the same thing.
Yeah, we're not far off.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So you'll be a little bit ahead of me. It's like a normal watch along.
If anyone wants to watch along, that's where we are.
It's like a normal watch along.
I'll say it again when the match starts.
Yeah, and if I edit it and I remember, I'll put the timestamps on the video, but I might not remember. So this is a good vignette. This is when vignettes were vignettes, man. The last good vignette. I don't
have any problems with vignettes now. I look the best part of some of the pay-per-views is the video package.
I'm talking about this Superstars Arriving vignette. There hasn't been a good one of those since I would say the last good Superstars coming is the shit Y2J had with the little kid. I love that.
That was a long time ago.
That was Save Us. Let's see, Chris Jericho.
Oh, you talking about the second time he did it?
Kid vignette. Because I know they're all on YouTube. Cryptic promos. Oh no, why is it showing me Dynamite stuff? Hold on, let me go to YouTube. Keep talking while I figure this out.
Chris Jericho, and that's going to be the most current.
So what do you remember about this match, MG?
Boy. What's that?
What do you remember about this match?
I don't remember a lot. You know what I remember about this? I remember the watching
2012.
A month later, I remember watching the draft.
Okay.
And I remember he didn't want to. He wanted the Undertaker. He wanted to be removed from the brand that the Undertaker was on because he was done.
Man,
with
I forgot they made this.
This feud had gone on for a long, long time. I forgot they did that with the ring.
Yeah,
they made it.
That was a major move.
I wonder what they did. They must have put something.
So here comes the big red machine, Kane, Hall of Famer, class of 2021. Kane, the mayor. By the way, those Chris Jericho vignettes were 2012.
Okay, all right. When he came back, and they did the same damn thing, and they were going to save us. I'm like, who's coming back?
Yeah.
And it was Jericho.
I didn't know it was Jericho at that point, though. But what was that, 2012? I was in high school. That was my senior year.
He had won away. He went on tour of Fozzy, and he wrote his book then, and he came back but prior to that he was with Jericho.
Look at the shape Kane is in here in 2004.
The what?
The shape.
Yeah.
Like he's in great shape.
Oh, and this is when he had that cool theme too.
Yeah, and he had the towel on his head.
Yeah.
So so right now we have Kane sitting in the ring, staring devilishly at the ramp. I love how the promo pictures are just Kane and then the Undertaker's tombstone. So Kane is now carrying on and ranting. The lights just went out. Is the Undertaker back? Kane thought he's dead, and this is precisely.
Oh, that's right. This is one of those ones they did. Where they said he may or may not show up. They've done that several times.
And then Paul Bearer, and here is the exact moment 10-year-old Jonathan Rizk started shitting his pants in Branchburg, New Jersey.
The Druids are such a cool touch.
While watching,
they don't get old.
Yep, while watching on a fucking black illegal box, and I turned this pay-per-view off. So
I watched a lot of these, and I've told the story on the watch-alongs when we've done them. I watched a lot of these pay-per-views back then on a scrambled box, and sometimes it would come in, and you'd get it for a little while. That makeup on Paul Bearer. Oh, that's right. They burned him.
So my friend is blocked by CM Punk, and I asked him why.
A lot of people are.
Well, I asked him why, and he tweeted back. He goes, in 2014, I tweeted him, and I told him I wanted to pipe AJ Lee.
That'll do it. That'll do it. Dumbass.
Those are my friends, y'all. Those are my friends, if you want to know. So let's see. Paul Bearer's here. There's Druids here. He has the urn, but will the Undertaker show up? He's kissing the urn, and he presents it to the ramp. And let's see what happens. Uh-oh. There's the dong.
So interesting enough, isn't this what Alexa Bliss just did? In just a totally different way, but
Yeah.
she used one of those little Jack in the Boxes to do it.
Hall of Famer Paul Bear, rest in peace, is coercing the Undertaker down.
Okay, I'm gonna stump you, but did you know what his previous gimmick name was?
No, and I don't really care, but go ahead, tell me.
Percy Pringle.
I did. For some reason, I knew that. Like
Percy
that was deep in my brain.
Yeah, and because that voice, he always had that voice. He had that high voice.
Yeah.
And then he started doing the oh yeah.
I love the facial expressions by Kane here. Kane's facial expressions here are great. Isn't one of these Druids Dean Ambrose, John Moxley?
I think so. Was this what?
Was it this year or was it one of the other ones?
Moxley would have been.
When was the?
If he would have been enhancement talent, if anything.
Let me see if I can find it. So John Moxley, let's see. Here we go. He did. No, Dean Ambrose did the Undertaker's 2006 Royal Rumble entrance.
Okay.
So not this one.
So this is a couple years later.
Yeah. So I don't know who the Druids are here. That would be an interesting thing to find out who all the Druids were here for this. Let's see. I don't even think Undertaker had long hair here, did he? He had that Karen cut.
So this was right after he reintroduced the Undertaker character?
No, this was him reintroducing the Undertaker
this was
character.
it. Okay, this was...
Still with the Sarah neck tattoo.
This was the... Okay, I do remember this now.
Yeah. This is the Return of the Dead Man officially, 2004. So think about how long he did the American Badass gimmick.
Well, it was American Badass, and there was Big Evil, I think. Was the name Big Evil? Yeah.
Well, all that whole gimmick, I just bunched into one.
It was kind of the same thing.
Let me ask you this, because this was going big on Twitter today, and we're recording this on Tuesday night, the 30th. I don't know if you saw this, but WWE Fox's Twitter account tweeted out a video of Limp Bizkit doing the WrestleMania entrance for The Undertaker of Rollin'. Mm-hmm. And the question that was stirring a lot on Twitter was, when does Limp Bizkit get that Celebrity Hall of Fame induction?
There's a lot. Well, they gave it to Kid Rock, and he did the original one for the American Badass, so I could see it. I think he used that Rollin' theme for a couple of years.
Yeah, that Limp Bizkit one definitely needs to get it. I love this. I killed you. You're not real. I killed you. You're dead. I love, just think about this. I want everyone to think about this.
I've always loved that one contact that makes his eye look completely whacked.
A couple hot takes. Hot take number 1, See No Evil, best WWE film ever made. Bar none.
That is a hot take.
Okay.
Okay.
Second.
Well, another conversation. Go ahead.
Second, the fact that the Kane was able to put himself in this realm of acting terrified and it's so believable on his face. And you got to remember, this isn't Hollywood. This is wrestling. No. And you could feel his...
Yeah, some of these guys are super talented.
Yeah. And he's like a 6'7" man that's crying. And believe me, I'm 10 years old. I was terrified. This big man's crying. I'm terrified.
So as much as the pure wrestling fans hate it, what they're doing right now with Orton and Alexa Bliss and The Fiend is working on kids just like you and that age. Yeah. That actually will work. It's not wrestling.
Oh, Undertaker hot out the gate. Serving up right hands and some rib shots. This is when Undertaker.
So this is the hybrid that fought Shawn Michaels. This is when he started doing different stuff.
This is when he started diving outside the ring and shit.
Yeah, the suicide dive over the top rope. I
think people forget that SmackDown Undertaker, when he went on that run after this was an amazing Undertaker.
I think this was some of his best work.
Yeah, and I'm watching his stuff from '99 right now with the Ministry of Darkness, and I tell you, I can't wait
He was a lot slower, more methodical. He still had that old Undertaker character,
which I like, but you know, eyebrow ring Undertaker is a little weird.
That was a little weird. He's talked about this in the last Ride documentary.
You just call no, never
how
mind.
He had to change. He had, if you think about it, he had about 5 or 6 drastic like character changes over the years.
Well, him and Chris Jericho, I think Chris Jericho, and maybe you could throw Cena in there as like,
I'll throw Shawn Michaels in there.
But I don't feel like Shawn
Michaels.
I don't feel like
Shawn. You don't probably.
Yeah, I don't remember him with the rockers.
Yeah.
So like to me, he never changed, but I could see it. But like I would say, Triple H, maybe, but his character's kind of always been the same. So that's why I would say, Undertaker, Chris Jericho, I think are the two that like changed drastically, but got it right every time.
Yeah. I'm sure there's another one that I'm thinking of.
Where all phases of their career was done right and changed with the times. Right. I can't. Those are the only two I can think of. Maybe Cena.
So I'm gonna go back to Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt should be that. He should be that now, but he's not.
Yeah.
Because they convolute every storyline now.
And they ruined the first.
What if you do this? Then I'm just gonna do this. No, you need to do this and then this and then this instead of just. If you get a moment, don't keep piling on the moment.
Yeah.
It takes away from said moment.
Yeah. They've ruined, I think, Bray too much on the earlier runs for me to have him in that conversation with Jericho and Taker.
I'm not having that conversation. I'm just saying that's what it should be. But
it should be. Yeah, no, I agree with you. But think of who else? Maybe Randy? But like Randy kind of always been the same person.
Actually a pretty good one.
But he's pretty much
not
always
on that level, but he's Triple H to some extent.
That's why I said Triple H, but kind of not really. He's kind of always been the same character. Big Show's always been the same character. Like, everyone has pretty much been the same character. That's what I'm saying. The only two are Cena, or Cena's a compensation pick because Cena did change. He went from being a whole rapper to being Barney the dinosaur. And then, you know what I mean? And then, can't think of anybody. So we have right now we're doing some hard strikes between Taker and Kane. And as you notice, the punches are hard, but there's no slapping of the body yet at this point in WWE.
That's a hot button right now, man.
Oh, there we go. Kane just got one with the uppercut. Kane always did it with the uppercut. That was the only time Kane did it.
I'll let you beluviate for about a minute, and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. So Undertaker just hit Kane with a big boot, off the ropes, drop leg. It's amazing how Kane could get right up from that from the Undertaker, but if Hulk Hogan did it, he'd be down forever. Just the change in Undertaker's tattoos. All right, so he has him in an arm lock. He's going for old school, it looks like. At this point, Undertaker's wearing loose pants, in case anyone was curious. I'm always curious about how some of these guys move around in some of these pants. Oh, Kane caught the old school with a choke slam. He's yelling at Undertaker right now. Will he be able to actually execute a choke slam? Oh, and now Undertaker has him. So now they're both in the center of the ring. They both have a choke slam locked in, and Undertaker overpowers Kane. Will he be able to get him? No, Kane fights out of the choke slam. Oh, and Kane has him. Kane has him up, drops him down.
This is actually pretty good.
Kane
I don't
finally
remember a lot of this.
Yeah. And now Kane is laughing. I don't remember any of this because I never watched it because I turned it off. This is my first time watching it for everyone.
Really, is it?
Yeah, because every time I've tried to go back and rewatch it, something has happened. Like, Andrew texted me with a million tasks.
He's only texted us one time, and that was a response to your screenshot.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's already out of it. Oh, Undertaker sits up, staring at Kane.
Yeah.
slowly.
God, just the way he did that, he always knew the right moment
Yeah.
to do the sit up. Because he could pop the crowd just like that. Like,
And you could tell the dynamic
issue.
right now. Like, you really believe their brothers fighting. Like, the
Mhm.
little brother is, like, gets the upper hand, and then the big brother pulls out the...
He's like, I'm done with you. I don't want you in
Yep.
my life
Oh,
anymore.
look at that athletic
Like
clothesline by the Undertaker.
That led to the draft, saying, you know what, if I can't beat him, I just need to get away from him. And he told whoever the general manager was, don't trade me to his show.
And Undertaker has a chokeslam in. He has Kane up. Oh, he slipped there. Did you see he slipped on the chokeslam? Oh, look at the eyes of the Undertaker. He wants to put his brother Kane away. Here we go. There we go. We have a neck cut. Highlight the Sarah tattoo right there. Will he get him up in the tombstone? He's up. He has him up in the tombstone. Will he be able to execute?
Anymore, does he?
He's got him. Can he put his brother away? 1, 2, 3. And the Undertaker is back and still undefeated at WrestleMania for now.
The streak wasn't even a thing. The streak had just now started to become a thing.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
He would have been. This would have been like 12-0, I think, after this one.
Well, he was 21-0 10 years later, so do the math. Or 21-1, excuse me. 21-0 going in. Or was he 20? Right. Was it 20-0 going in or 21-0?
It was 21.
And then he lost the streak at 21.
Yep.
Ooh. I don't like Undertaker's short hair right there. I will say that. Nice match. That was a good match.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely not as terrifying as I thought.
This is great. I mean, this after rewatching what we rewatched, this probably was a top WrestleMania altogether.
Undertaker's in the ring right now. The lights are purple. He's down on his knee doing his signature pose. The Undertaker is back. The dead man is back, baby, with Paul Bearer by his side. So, what would you think of this pay-per-view we've seen so far? And do you think WrestleMania 37 next weekend will compare?
Next weekend, wow. We'll get moments. I don't know. This one I love. I now that I've gone back and watched it again, and we didn't even, like I said, we didn't even watch half of it. But the matches we watched, I love that. I still love that Angle Guerrero match. That's why I wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
And other than that, okay, now we're gonna stop. I'm stopping.
Yeah, I paused it. So we're about 8 minutes, almost 10 minutes completely over the time frame you like to stay under. So I think this is a good point to wrap it up. So MG Geek, if we never do this again because we get shunned by our bosses, where can people find you at? And try not to mess it up this time.
You can find me at 2 Fight Forever on Twitter. It's the number 2 Fight Forever. And I do a blog. It might come back soon. If it does, it'll be fightforever.net.
And there you go. And my social media has been behind me the whole time. So that's my social media on everything. You go follow me. Make sure you go follow and subscribe to Mat Men. If you're watching here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, the bell button so you get notified. Give us a thumbs up so we can do more of these. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Andrew likes to break news there when he gets a little, tipsy on the rocks tequila. Follow the Discord. Follow the TikTok at Mat Men Pro Wrestling. We're everywhere podcasts are available. And if we did a good enough job, we will see you guys live Tuesday night to do the same thing, but with WrestleMania 17. So join us there live. See if we get the super chat bumping. I'd like to just tell Andrew to pay me.
We might try it. We might do a shorter show and then like a preview for maybe the NXT because that'll be the very next night. the NXT
Whatever.
Matches. We'll do this. We're just trying shit, people.
Yeah.
Just deal with it.
Whatever it is, you'll get it when you get it. Until then, we have been Not Matt Men, and this is not your source for everything wrestling. This is Mat Boyz, your source for the fun parts of wrestling.
Absolute bullshit.
I am Jonathan Rizk, joined with MG Geek, and we will see you hopefully next time. Until then, have a good one and stay blessed.